Alright, YouTube, what's going on? Boone Headshot here. We're going to talk a little bit about raid talents for Season 1 here at Nurubar Palace. For the most part, your talents don't really change that much while raiding. And we go down, we don't take lethality. We shoot straight down for forced induction. We were running lethality for a while. It's been found better to take induction for big finishers with Darkest Night and Supercharger with using Shiv and just landing big nukes. Very fun spec to play in raid. Some things to talk about is so there's a certain amount that like for Court or for Brood. I've been running the Mythic Plus spec that I have with the Sanguine Blades and Sudden Demise, like all damage talents for those, and it seems to be working pretty well. I think online it's telling you to still run this spec. The biggest thing that you change out, depending on if your raid target has ads or not, is Caustic Spatter versus Internal Bleeding. If it's a purely single target fight, you're running Internal Bleeding. If it's got some ads that'll pop out, you'll put on Caustic Spatter and help cleave those down whenever the time comes. There are two different ways to play this, either with Blindside or with Tiny Toxic Blade. Depending, I mean, you can simcraft it. Everything seems to say Tiny Toxic Blade does more damage. I've been finding that Blindside is very helpful as far as managing your energy, because those are free attacks going out that are not consuming energy, and you can hold it if you need it to build combo points when you are low on energy, or you can save it. Like there's a lot of strategy that you can use with the Blindside. But Tiny Toxic Blade seems to be more damage, so check it out, spec it, sim it, see what your character's doing, and make the adjustments that you need. For the rotation in raid, we actually have 2 charges of Shiv, and you want to be shiving through the entire duration of Kingsbane. The cooldowns, you want to line them up so that Deathmark and Kingsbane are all going off at the same time. You can use Vanish for resetting improved Garrote, and from there it's just rinse and repeat. You'll use your Shiv either during the back half of Kingsbane, if you've only got 1 charge, or whenever you've got Darkest Night up and you can supercharge a big Envenom crit. So what all does that look like as far as the rotation itself? So you start from stealth, you'll ambush, you'll garrote, you'll rupture. You can reset your improved garrote towards the end of the 6 seconds after stealth, just to extend its duration of more damage. So I would say to do that. And then from there, once you start Deathmark, you're on the clock to get through your Deathstalker mark charges in time to get a big Envenom off during that Deathmark window during the back half of Kingsbane, so that you're getting all of your Kingsbane with that improved poison damage from Shiv, and you're getting the supercharger in time for Darkest Night with your Deathmark window. And so once you get through that, then it's just managing energy and just pumping away on the boss. And so that looks a little something like this. So we're going to open with all of our openers, getting Growed out, Rupture, watching. I got 1 second left of it, reset it. Cooldowns go out, Shiv's going out. I still got to get through one whole charge. There's that in time. Back half of Kingsbane's getting the Shiv, Big Envenom. And now from here, you're just watching energy management, watching bleeds, waiting for your cooldowns to come back. We do not clip the improved growth, you let it run out. And then you just make sure you've got everything in your pandemic window. So I didn't use Darkest Night there. I'm waiting with the Shiv, Big Envenom. You can let your T just auto drink, and as we start to run into energy problems, we slow it down. We wait till the end of our Envenom window before we use our Envenom. Got Darkest Night back, but we also have Kingsbane coming, so I'm just gonna let that go. We get Kingsbane running. We use Shiv on the back half. Just like that. So you can keep up about a mil. I can vanish and reset improved growth here, but for the most part, I just wanted to show off the opener on how to get everything going. Right there, Blindside helped me a lot with energy recovery. So yeah, that's pretty much your rotation. And then every 2 minutes is Deathmark. Use Vanish with your Deathmark for that improved Garrote, amplifying all of your bleeds. And you're just rinsing and repeating. I'll post a clip here of a boss fight, and we'll go through it together just to talk about what happens, because the raid's a lot different than a target dummy. And yeah, I appreciate you guys watching. Let's get into it. Alright, so as we go into this, opening from stealth, starting bleeds, all cooldowns are going out. Shiv and Kingsbane, you have a second charge, watch your timer. You want to hit that second Shiv during Darkest Night, also lining up on the back half for those big crits, and you're watching them go out right there. After that, we're just managing bleeds, managing energy. For Bloodbound, and he's pretty easy. You split the groups, you kill the ads when it's your turn to go under. The tanks have to shuffle threat back and forth, and you just kind of dance around him. Make sure you don't get hit by the laser, and it's a pretty simple fight. Don't get hit by your tentacles, and you just kind of dance around him. A trick that you can do, you'll see it coming up when he does his gore splatter. You can completely ignore the mechanic with Cloak of Shadows. So save it for that, and you'll get to keep a lot of uptime on damage going out on him when everybody else has to run. Ads are going out, you can interrupt the casters and get them to run for grouping up. Try to get bleeds out on as many of them as you can for energy sniping. When they die, you get energy refunded. Keep your energy high. Once they're down, you're just back on the boss until it is time to run out. I still have one charge of T left, so I am just going until it procs, which it just did. 30 seconds on the next one. So I'll start holding. You'll see me hold my finishers a little longer than just letting them loose. Right there you saw Cloak of Shadows cheese that mechanic, so you do not have to run out if you time it. But you're starting to see some energy get pulled back up here as we wait for cooldowns. All the cooldowns are out again, by the way. And you'll see me saving Shiv for those Darkest Night and Venom crits. Energy is starting to starve a little bit. Let your improved Garrotes run out. Do not clip them, because Garrote will get reset because of its empowered version versus its normal version. So you'll want to let your improved Garrote completely run out before you reset with your normal one. Back under again. And it's just rinse and repeat. Pretty good fight. We're gonna check out the next boss too as a bonus. Sikran. So same thing. Pay attention to all of the big cooldowns going out. Deathmark, Kingsbane, Shiv. You want Shiv going for the entirety of that Kingsbane. Darkest Night is up. Second Shiv. Big in Venoms. The mechanic here, you work the mechanic around the room. First half of it, you go set up the specters on one side, and the second half you line up to snipe them all, making sure that you don't get clipped by it, like I just did. So, smooth brain moment, but we all learn, right? So, Banish can go out to reset improved Garrote. You can get a long window with it. Kingsbane is out. Remember that it is more beneficial to use Shiv on the back half of Kingsbane than it is to empower an Venom. If you have to choose between the two, save your Shiv for the Kingsbane. It will do more damage with your Kingsbane as it ticks. I used my only Shiv early there because I was in Deathmark window. The duplication of damage from that makes it worth it to use. and he goes down pretty easy. After every couple rotations of that mechanic, you're supposed to run out. He does an AoE that does more damage based on how close you are. You see it right there, but probably could have just stayed in and finished frying him. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you on the next one.